There's been news that there's been some casting choices being made for the new X-Men movie, and I don't know. I just want to get you guys' opinion about it. Let me pull this up real quick.
Don't you usually have an idea what you're going to do for a movie before you start casting it?
You would think, right? So, Keke Palmer and Giancarlo Esposito are up for two roles in X-Men. We don't know what those are yet.
I'm going to guess Keke Palmer is up for either Rogue or Siren.
So
I say Siren not because she's a big character.
Oh no, because she's a redhead. I get it.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And that's pretty funny. But no, look, they're up for roles. They won't say for who yet, right? It's rumored that Keke Palmer, Rogue, right, casting for sure, and then Giancarlo for Professor X. Now sources are saying that none of that is true. That they're not being cast for either of those, but they are being cast in the new X-Men film. So, what are the chances they're going to race swap Rogue?
100%. I think it's going to happen. Absolutely. I don't think there's any way.
I'll give it a 90%.
Oh, okay. Very generous.
I think it's pretty high up there, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think there's 10%. I think 10% of fear has set in.
I don't know, man.
They can't afford X-Men to fail.
I feel like you're giving them too much of the benefit of the doubt here. I think they're beyond stupid enough to do it.
You're right.
Well, you know what? Let me adjust, because they did. I thought they were going to race swap a member of the Fantastic Four. Well, I don't know. Pedro Pascal counts. People say he doesn't count. He counts. Okay, cool. Then, yeah, all right. Because everybody was saying, well, he's technically Caucasian, white, Latino, and all right, whatever. But I thought that they were going to, race swap other characters, and he didn't. So maybe, but I can't see Keke as Storm. I don't see her being.
I mean, I'm not super familiar with her acting, but I think looks wise, I think she could pull off Storm.
I think she's a lovely actress. Very attractive. I've been lucky enough to have several conversations with her at different events. Gorgeous girl, and I just hate the idea that instead of giving her something better to work with, that they're just going to race swap her out for a character that everyone loves, which means everyone's going to hate Keke for playing her.
Yeah, they're going to use her as a shield. They're going to use
she's going to be the shield.
And that's what they do. They do these race swaps so that they can, they know that they're going to get criticism for something. But man, if they can say that it's because of racism, because that's worked out so well, let's keep doing that. Calling your fans racist has really resulted in people not buying into what the fans are saying and just making these movies huge successes, right? No, everything about your playbook is wrong. Just do it right the first time. The X-Men is already so diverse. You can check a bunch of boxes.
You can. Yeah. And there's so many characters that look, I don't agree with race swapping. I think it's stupid, and I think it's insulting to black people when they do it. It's like there's plenty of black characters, or create some, right? But let's not just give us sloppy seconds here. That's just my own thing. You
don't want our white hand-me-downs, Dante?
No, I do not. I want prominent black characters to stand on their own, right?
Thank you.
And
and real quick, just they did it with Agent Coulson. And I use that example all the time. They created a character. He didn't exist before. They created a character. And look what happened with that character. He gets his own TV series. He becomes beloved by the Marvel fandom. Everywhere Clark Gregg goes, oh my God, it's Agent Coulson. And they love him for it. So why can't you just do that? And, and I was reading an article when he was doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He actually got to participate in the, discussions on, well, where do you see your character going this season? They actually respected Clark Gregg to the point where he was invited to come down and discuss the character and discuss, hey, this is what we can do with this character. This is what we can do with them this season. And I'm like, you gave Clark Gregg that respect. Give that to Giancarlo Esposito. You want to work with Giancarlo Esposito? Is that important to work with him? Give him a unique character. Develop something like you did for Clark Gregg. Now, I know Agent Coulson's probably an accident, but nevertheless, they did it. They did it and it worked. So you've proven that we can create original characters that will take off and become popular and, end up with his own television series and beloved the world over. If you have really good writers, You can do it, but that's the problem. They don't really have good writers.
But I mean,
I'll tell you a quick Clark Gregg story. Just go ahead, Dante. But
No,
I'll
go ahead.
save it. Oh, okay. So when they were like when I saw the first Iron Man movie, I was like, I like that Coulson guy. I was like, he was kind of fun just in the little bits that he had. And then when he came back for 2, I was like, oh, cool. They're still using that actor. They're still using that character. I was at San Diego Comic-Con when they did the big Avengers movie announcement and they brought everybody out onto stage. And I was actually in the press pit. And so I'm standing there and I'm looking up and they're doing I think it was the Thor presentation that was second. My friend Marie's standing next to me. And I looked to the side and Robert Downey Jr. all of a sudden is standing right next to me watching the panel. And I just I turned back and I bumped Marie and she like smacked at me like, stop it, I'm watching Thor. Like she's like smacked at me. And I was like, look at who's standing next to me. And she turned and we both turned and looked at him and he like made eye contact and he goes, how you guys doing? Like it was really cool. And so I was like, funny that you're here. I feel like they might be announcing something, huh? And he goes, you never know. And then the panel ends and Feige gets up and says, we got something else for a few more minutes. And he walks backstage, right? He goes backstage. When they bring everybody out on stage and they do the big announcement, and then as they're leaving, they're all walking past us down the stairs. And every one of the Avengers is there, every one of the celebrities. And I actually went, you rule, Coulson, to Clark Gregg. And he had this look of surprise on his face. Like out of everybody, somebody singled him out. He was just like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Like, it was a really cool moment.
Nice. Yeah, I missed the magic of Comic-Con, man.
Yeah, it's gone too. Yeah. Like isn't it weird that we've lived long enough to have nothing to look forward to?
I know.
It used to be they'd be like, hey, do you like that thing? And you'd be like, yeah, I like that thing. And they'd be like, it's going to get a movie. And you'd be like, really? What are they going to do with it? Now they're like, do you like that thing? And you're like, I love that thing. And they go, it's going to get a movie. And you go, oh God, no, please. Please, no.
I was actually, I was going to say that I think that I just feel like the X-Men universe is so big, right? It's so big that even if they decide to race swap for other characters that aren't in the mainstream, that are just random characters, I could even go with that. It's like, but to me, it's like when you're talking about the core group, let's not do the race swapping thing, man. Let's keep it pretty accurate. People wouldn't like it if Storm got race swapped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just keep it a buck and like keep the characters the way they are in the comics instead of trying to change them, man. But again, we're talking.
For me, it goes both ways. I was pissed off in the Spawn movie when Terry Fitzgerald got cast as a white guy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I was like, no, Terry's his best friend. Terry's black. Like he should be black. But and at the time, of course, it was like, well, we didn't want audiences to perceive it as a black movie. And it was like, all right, whatever. I think they perceive it as a superhero movie because it's mostly.
What's funny is like that was an actual fear back then for studios, right?
Yeah,
like they didn't want their film to be seen as a black movie. You know what I mean?
Yep. And that stupid fear like permeated, and now it's switched the other way. Pale and Mayo.
Yeah, now white guys can't get hired.
Yeah, too funny.
It's just so stupid and ridiculous. But Giancarlo, I feel like he could play anything and kill it, right? And if they did make him Professor X, I'm not saying he would do a bad job. I just would be disappointed that, he's better than that. He doesn't need to play a race swap character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I think it's going to be up to I don't think Hollywood's going to slow down race swaps. It's going to be up to the individual actors to say, hey, can you cast me as a black guy or whatever. They're going to have to reject some of these roles. But I don't think they'll do that either. I think they'll just take, oh, okay, it's worked. Great. I get to play Professor X. That sounds great, because they believe in it. But I don't know why these actors would want to be insulted like that. And basically like, oh yeah, you're going to play, James McAvoy played this character. And, why am I drawing a blank on his name?
That's because they
thank you. Yeah. We're going to give this to you now. And it's like, this character's already been played and it seems like you're just doing this for the agenda. I'm not really with that. I'm waiting for an actor to say, no, I'm not going to play this race swapped character. I'm going to give me my own character, cast me appropriately, give me my own character, whatever, but I'm not playing a race swap.
Well, it's like I'm
waiting for that.
It's like the whole Winston Duke thing, right? That came out last week about him wanting to play Batman. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. can we not do this to, especially the characters like Batman, Superman, like we know like who these characters are, right? Like we really don't need a race swap version of any of those characters, and we don't need a race swap Rogue, to be honest with you, or Professor X. So
Right.
again, they're just rumors. They said that that they're supposed to play other characters. Who knows what that means? But I get the sneaking feeling that, knowing what I know of Disney, there's some fuckery involved, and they are going to cast them as those characters.
I have a feeling they're going to do Stryker.
Failure, man. Let it all burn. Let them burn their franchises to the ground, and from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Really quick, we have a comment from the chat, and Bill S. Preston says Esposito is awesome. Professor X doesn't really change if he's black. I'm okay with it. I mean, that's a take.
Mm-hmm.
That's a take. I look, and I agree. I think Esposito is great, right? And no matter what you give him, he's going to kill it. I don't know if it's going to help him though, help his career. I don't know. I
just hope he gets to play a good guy.
I just hope he gets to play a good character and a good guy.
A guy who's not evil. Yeah, a guy who's not evil.
Yeah,
I think he's going to play Stryker. That's who I think. I think they're going to go with Stryker. That's my prediction. I don't think he'll be.
They're going to do Man Like God Loves, Man Kills, like a more true version of it, or you think
maybe, yeah. Because why would you? Go ahead.
That's probably a safe story to go with for your first X-Men movie.
Yeah.
If you put Sunspot in there, he could be Sunspot's dad, who's a pretty evil character.
Yeah.
He never really played him up enough in the comics.
But that's a deep pull, though.
Yeah. I mean, he could be... again, it'd be race swapping, but I could see him as like a Sebastian Shaw, leader of the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out where they'd put him. If he's not Professor X, who is he?
No, I agree. Michael Drew, Keke is so fine though. Storm, I don't know, but she's just so fine. She is. She's a very attractive woman. I think she'd be a great Storm, actually.
Yeah,
I think she. In fact, that should be the role.
That's a leadership role too. That's actually a bigger role.
It's a big role. It's definitely a big role.
I mean, if we're being honest, she kind of looks like Angela Bassett. Like a young Angela.
I would have loved a Storm back in the day if they'd made the X-Men in the 90s, like Angela Bassett. Or Iman were always my two choices.
Or Iman, yeah. But I think she has the look. Actually. I think she could pull off a Storm.
Iman would have been nice.
Yeah, who knows? And maybe that is the pick. Maybe she is Storm. Who knows? She's old enough now. She's in her 30s. She's definitely more womanly now that she had her baby. She has curves for days now. So I don't know. Seeing that black outfit, that Storm outfit, that little bikini thing.
You're going.
Like I'm down.
I think I'm okay with this.
You're going Dave Cockrum costume, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Nice.